All right, today is Make Cyclone Great Again Day. So first thing we need to do is a little history lesson on Cyclone. In Legion League, I believe it was Legion League, Cyclone was the best melee skill. It had a full screen AoE clear. Not only was it like top to bottom, it was also left to right full screen. You can get a full screen AoE clear with relative ease, and it was applying a lot of damage. Now, they nerfed this for several reasons, most of them actually not relating to Cyclone being overpowered. A lot of them were relating to Cast on Crit. Cast on Crit was a huge problem at this time, and everyone used Cyclone for the Cast on Crit builds. So they nerfed Cyclone to the ground to prevent people from playing Cyclone too much. At the time, I think it was over 40% of the players were playing Cyclone, so they did need to address the fact that everyone was playing Cyclone. But I think a majority of those were using Cyclone as a cast on crit skill. So then they nerfed Cyclone in the ground. They gutted the area of effect, and they also reduced the damage by pretty significant numbers. And they did all of that partly to mess with cast on crit. But after all of the Cyclone nerfs, cast on crit was still a problem. So they finally fixed cast on crit by increasing the mana cost of all of the skills. And that mana cost increase was, I'm almost positive, directly related to nerfing cast on crit. Because now if you want to do cast on crit, you have a major mana issue that you have to deal with. And if you don't deal with that mana issue, you don't get to cast when you crit because you're out of mana. And everybody hate that shit. But after they fixed the cast on crit problem with the increased mana cost, they never went back and nerfed Cyclone. Even today, Cyclone is not in a good enough state to consider it anywhere near a skill you should use in the meta. It is about 100% weaker than almost every other skill. Reeve, for instance, does like 550 damage with a 100% base attack speed, and Cyclone has a 300% base attack speed and only does like 100. So it's at least, 40%, 50% weaker than Reeve. And it's weaker than almost every other melee skill in the game. So the only benefit you would have with Cyclone in today's world is mobility, the ability to move around while attacking and being evasive. But I decided I would try to make Cyclone great again in its diminished state. Now, the only reason I'm able to do this is with the melee buffs that happened. Before these melee buffs, it was almost impossible to build a Cyclone build that was somewhat decent. But today, I'm going to build Cyclone builds that kind of work, that are kind of decent, and that have good AoE clear. I am making Cyclone great again. Now, there's several different variations of Cyclone. I'm not sure I'm going to cover them all in this build, in this video. So I'm going to start with what I have here. So my Cyclone is quite large. It is girthy. It is juicy. How am I getting such a large Cyclone? Let's take a look in the tree. First off, we're grabbing these nodes here. These are just some generic melee increased area of effect. It's 40% you grab right here, which is pretty nice. Then we're also grabbing these for the strike area, the strike range, which increases the AoE size, I'm pretty sure. And then we get plus 3 meters there. We're grabbing these sword nodes, which also do strike range, and then these sword nodes here. Now, these are the big boy area of effect on the tree nodes, but we're also able to run up here and grab these bad boys for 8, 8, and 15. So we're able to get quite a few increased area of effect nodes. And we are pairing that with a bronze lithy. I'm going to go with lithy. A bronze lithy. This one is probably the best bronze lithy in the game because it has the +2 to socketed AoE gems and the +1 to all socketed gems. That is a juicy bronze lithy. And I'm pairing that with this because it's fun. It's fun to have a level 32 Cyclone in your build. I didn't buy this and this thinking that Cyclone would increase stages as you leveled it up because it used to do that. I totally didn't buy all this stuff assuming I'd be able to get a 10-stage Cyclone instead of a 6-stage Cyclone. I'm totally not that stupid. That's definitely what happened. But you don't increase stages. I thought I was going to increase stages, and it was going to be ultra good, but now it's just regular good. So those are the Cyclone benefits. We are rocking a level 32 Cyclone because of this bad boy, and I just don't really feel like improving this. This is good enough. It's plenty of damage. You can obviously do better, but that is what I'm using. I'm pairing this with a Vera Nostra. Now, that may seem like a weird choice, but one of the problems with Cyclone builds is you sacrifice so much to get increased area of effect to make Cyclone feel good that it makes you pretty squish. Well, you just use this shield and you're never squish. You throw this shield on and you're never squishy again. This shield is amazing. All you got to do is get a little bit of block and you are good to go. I'm not spell block capped, but I am attack block capped, and I'm close enough to spell block cap. Let's take a look at these defenses. Spell block is 34 when I'm holding still, and when I'm spinning, it's 40, and I think I get a few more. When I max out my power charges, I get another 10. So it's like 50, 60 spell block in the end. Now, the Cyclone of Tulmut allows you to get 6 stacks, which increases your AoE. Without this, your AoE is doable, but it's not Legion levels of AoE. So let's grab that regular Cyclone just to demonstrate the AoE. So we got a regular Cyclone here. Whoa, I don't want to destroy my level 21. So we can see it's doing pretty good, right? That's not bad. That's not bad. But that is not what we remember from Legion. This bad boy is what we remember from Legion. And I'm going to kill enemies. It's going to get even larger. So back to why I was picking Vera Nostra. One, you can get these Mace AoE increases, right? Mace nodes are pretty good for increased AoE. I don't quite have enough points to grab these 8. And the fact that this is 15% if you stunned an enemy recently, and I'm not going to be stunning enemies, this is not that strong of AoE. But why I am grabbing Vera Nostra is I decided to get Weapon Master. Weapon Master gives you a bunch of benefit, and I will need to pull it up to get all of those benefits. POE Planner. Weapon Master is from the Gladiator. I was tempted to start the Gladiator, but the Gladiator has nodes that I just don't really need. And the only one I really wanted was this one. And the reason I wanted this is the 20% more area of effect while wielding a mace or a scepter. Now, that is really nice for Cyclone because Cyclone's biggest problem today is damage. The second biggest problem is AoE. So we have to address both of those. And this does a good job of addressing all of those, right? And that 20% instant leech is very beneficial for the Slayer. The 20% more critical strike chance is very beneficial because we are using Vera Nostra, which has a low crit. But I'm actually grabbing the Slayer node that gives you makes your crit base 8 instead of 5. So that's pretty nice. Weapon Master is giving me 25% more accuracy rating, which is really nice because now I don't need to use precision or grab any real accuracy nodes. I grab a couple sword ones, but that's just because they're convenient. Then you have 30% more damage with hits and ailments against enemies that are on low life while wielding an axe. All of these are really nice. Now, are they worth 2 jewel slots? Probably not. But if you're doing a Cyclone build, I do believe they are worth 2 jewel slots. I haven't seen a lot of Cyclone builds. In fact, I haven't seen any Cyclone builds this league. I know Mathel just put one out. I didn't watch it yet. And his AoE might be pretty large, right? Using a 2-hander. But I feel that the Vera Nostra one-hander with these 2 jewels is a little bit more my speed. It's a little bit more hipster. It's a little bit more douchey. And I like douche. So that is the Cyclone build. I'm rocking a Headhunter because I can, right? You're doing Cyclone. You're going to be doing T16 maps, maybe T17 maps. And you're going to be wanting spin. You're going to want to win. But one of the downsides with the Headhunter buffs is I don't get any movement speed benefits because with Cyclone of Tulmut, it only feels good with the Stampede boots. And these boots are actually really, really good. They may not seem that good because you're super slow, but you can't really be slowed down. Your movement speed is always 100% 50% of its base value, but it's really good because you can anoint these boots, and this has given me my second curse. The second curse is a ton of damage. I am doing Assassin Mark right here, Assassin Mark, Mark on hit, and that's where that second curse is coming from. And then I have a vulnerability on hit. So vulnerability, Assassin Mark, really strong, really nice combo. And then you could throw your Frost Blink in here, and it has really high cooldown rate. So you can Frost Blink around, which does kind of mitigate the downside of the boots, which are kind of slow movement speed, right? This isn't the slowest you can move, but it is pretty slow. With all of that, Cyclone is almost in a good state. Let's run a T16. I want to do one that's a straightaway. Underground River is a nice little straightaway. I can just run through the map pretty quickly here and do a quick little demonstration of this. This is a shittily rolled one because they have 48% of maximum life is maximum energy shield and then 29% more monster life. So that's going to double dip. But it's going to be a good demonstration of the damages. Now, the damage is really low, and I am rocking, in terms of auras, Pride, Flesh and Stone, Blood and Sand, and Herald of Purity. All that's going to give me a bunch of physical damage, a bunch of AoE, and more damage. And for burst damage, I have War Banner and this tincture here, which is going to give me 40% increased melee weapon attack speed, and 205% increased critical strike chance with melee weapons. It's going to boost my crit way up and my attack speed so I can melt down bosses. This is pretty important because bosses are a bit of a struggle with the Cyclone build that is not using Shockwave. And I'm rocking Cyclone of Tumult, Awakened Increased Area of Effect. And this is great because I'm getting +3 levels from that body armor. So that's a level 8. And the same is true for my Pulverize. I'm getting 3 levels on the Pulverize. And Awaken Melee Physical Damage. That attack speed hit is not that serious with Cyclone because Cyclone has insane attack speed. So you're not taking that much of a hit on the reduced attack speed. And you're getting a 2 hit on your attack speed, reducing your attack speed from Pulverize and Melee Fizz. But you're not going to notice it. Life Tap, because Cyclone of Tumult eats that mana. It eats it. It is using 21 mana per attack, and you are attacking extremely fast. It is better to always just use Life Tap because, damn, that is going to really eat up your mana. Now, Cyclone of Tumult uses more mana than regular Cyclone, so definitely true that you want to use Life Tap for that. Or drop a aura and have a huge mana pool, because you can keep it up with Leech, but anytime you're outside of range of leeching enemies, your mana just depletes. It's so much more convenient to have Life Tap. And then Awaken Brutality. That is our little 6-link mix. Let's run a quick little map here. And you'll see the AoE does get a little bit bigger as I kill because of my... Yeah, look at that. So I am rocking a thick-ass Cyclone here. This is Legion levels of AoE. Almost, right? I had to do a lot to get this level of AoE, and with Legion, this was just kind of what Cyclone was like with no AoE enhancements. So I kind of made Cyclone back to what it was in Legion, and with the increases of damage from the melee buff, this actually is not too bad. Okay, let's actually focus on some speed here. I'm not going to grab any of these red buffs. So I have, they have extra life and extra mana. So they're taking a little bit more than normal to clear. So if that is the case, you're going to want to drop out of sand mode and go into blood mode. You're going to see the AoE decrease pretty significantly. But right now I'm killing way too slow for this to be viable. So when we drop into blood mode, we increase our damage a crap ton. And now we can kind of just shred through these boys with much less issue. And I like to do a triple button setup when I do this. Thumb on Frostblink, right finger on Cyclone, left finger on a move skill. And it's pretty great. It's a little jolty because of the Frostblink, but you can actually get some pretty good distance and pretty good speed that you otherwise wouldn't be able to get. And if you want to pop your flask, your tincture, you can do that as you're running through, but I tend to try to leave that open for when a boss spawns like this. So now that this boss spawns, I'm going to drop my banner and then hit my flask, and he melts up pretty good. Not the best melting, but it's pretty good. It's good enough. And again, he's got the increased HP and energy shield equal to a percentage of his HP. Double dipped, double strong, double fat, double thick. But this is really good for a Cyclone build. Normally, Cyclone builds are not this great. And I really should just not pick up the loot and just run the map. There's a lot of different things you can do with this Cyclone build. My favorite is always Shockwave. Shockwave alleviates the low damage problem, and with Shockwave you can use Cyclone with bleed and make bleeds work very well. And the best thing about Cyclone is it's pretty mindless. You just spin and you win. We're on to the boss. My banner is at 100%, so let's banner, tincture, and then wreck. Right, banner, tincture, wreck. You're able to kill it plenty fine, right? Plenty fine. I wrecked that shit just fine. And let's see, we got a Castle Runes. Let's just upgrade that real quick. And we'll just run a Castle Runes real fast, just so you see it again. And I'll be able to run it with sand mode going, because they shouldn't have nearly the increase in life on this one. They forgot to put enemies in the map again. I mean, that's a pretty long ways to go without seeing a single enemy. Another downside of using these booties is movement speed flasks don't work, so you can't really get a giant movement speed pool. Which is kind of sad. It's Sage. But yeah, it's just a giant weed whacker. It just whacks off the enemies like it's no big deal. It's pretty great. Then when you get to a boss, you can capitalize on that banner, on that tincture, switch your stance, tincture, banner. Oh, I didn't hit the banner. There they go. Accidentally switched to sand stance. I don't have the buttons memorized yet. I just built this bad boy. It takes me quite a while. I'm an old man, right? This old brain doesn't learn new tricks very quickly. So to hit the right button combo for the damage, it's going to take me a little bit. I'll probably get it by the end of the video. So it's going to be a 5 and a middle mouse button. That's all I really have to do. Just have to remember 5, middle mouse button, don't hit space. And for some of these, oh, we got a boss. So we hit banner, hit 5. Easy peasy. Not this one, but the one you charge up, the enemies are really strong when they come out of there if you fully pump it. And it's really nice to drop your banner and your tincture on those guys too. Right? Nope, that's not the one. Very, very nice. I am quite satisfied with the outcome of this Cyclone attempt. Now, if we want to see what it looks like without that 20% more area of effect, which I know we all do, let's take one of these bad boys out, and let's take a look. is really not, it's like literally 20% smaller. You know what I mean? It is 20% smaller. So let's put that back in. And I added that and showed that because it does seem pretty stupid to use Weapon Master. But with Cyclone, it kind of works. It kind of works. Because Weapon Master is giving you everything you're going to need with Cyclone. And nothing you're not. Including that 20% of life is Instant Leech. That Instant Leech is really strong with the Slayer. It's really strong with Cyclone. It is just a good time all around. Just a good time. A good time. Now, we are making Cyclone great again, and there's a lot of different ways to make Cyclone great again. So let's show and let's demonstrate what all of this increased area of effect looks like with Shockwave. Now, I didn't want to make Shockwave great again. Shockwave has always been great. It was never not great. But one of the benefits of using a Vera Nostra is you can also use Shockwave. Now, Shockwave is amazing, but I want this video to be mostly about Cyclone, not Shockwave. I think a Strand would be good. A Summit's really good to demonstrate Shockwave. You want a big open area. Accuracy, damage, yeah, that's fine. All of that is great. So we're going to demo Shockwave, which is, the Shockwaves are huge. They are massive. And when you're doing a Shockwave, I would kind of always recommend to be in Blood Stance, because you have plenty of AoE, and your Cyclone now does lower damage. But if I was doing a dedicated Shockwave build, this would not be my setup. I would not use Bronze Lit He. I would use something different, because Cyclone is not benefiting from that Bronze Lit He. And by dropping one support node from your level 31 Cyclone, it doesn't have great synergies. You know what I mean? And even though it might not make a difference from a DPS standpoint, I like my builds to have really good synergy. So if I'm rocking a level 32 Shockwave, I mean a level 32 Cyclone, I'm not going to want to pair that with the Shockwave over another support gem to increase my Cyclone damage. Because the objective of this build is 100 to make Cyclone do most of the damage. So if I was doing a Shockwave build, I would switch it to using these bad boys. Masterful Form. I'd use Masterful Form. I would make it tanky. I would do things to increase the Shockwave damage, like reducing my attack speed and benefiting my attack damage. I'd get some cooldown reduction. I would do a lot of different decisions if I was, you know, dedicating this to Shockwave. But you can see the Shockwaves are huge, and they do clear the screen. Kind of looks boring because I'm off-screening a lot of enemies, and they just dying. So let's try this. 5 middle mouse button. 5 middle mouse button. Boss with phase is kind of annoying. Sad. But my thing will be up. My tincture will be up. I'll have a few stacks on my banner. Banner tincture. Did I kill the boss? I can't even tell. I think I got the boss. Oh yeah, it's just good. And the Shockwave is able to hit so much farther than you would expect with the off-screening because of that just giant AoEs. I mean, you can kind of see it, but you really can't see. I need a second player. I need to pull my bro in here and record it from his computer so you see just how far you're off-screening with these Shockwaves. But again, Shockwave has been awesome. It was never not awesome. Sure, it's not really in meta, but melee hasn't been in meta for that long. If these melee changes stay, we're going to see more people using Shockwave and reintroducing it because it's always been powerful. It's always been good. It just hasn't been meta. The same is true with Nightblade. They nerfed Nightblade out of broken territory and just into good territory. Nightblade has always been strong. Like a Nightblade assassin is still extremely powerful. It's not meta because it's not the most powerful and it's not the most optimized, but that one has always been good. Now, if you can also make this work without, because you don't need to use Cyclone of Tumult. When you're using Shockwave, you can use regular Cyclone, and you use a regular Vol Cyclone, and you vol them in, and then those Shockwaves hit. It's really satisfying. But with that, you would probably want to remove Life Tap and get some kind of Life Leech and reduce your attack speed so you're not attacking so fast. So let's run some stronger maps. Let's try a Fortress. The Sanctuary boss I hate, right? I can't focus well enough to dodge those spinny spins, so I would just die on that. So this guy, I have a shot of clearing the map without actually dying. Enfeeble, Reflect Fizz, Reflect Elemental. Am I doing? I'd have to drop my Hydrosphere, which is mostly just a meme to do this. Monster's movement speed. They can't be taunted. Yeah, this is a really good one. I'm gonna drop this. I only do it for the memes. I don't want to die from reflect damage on a freaking dumb Hydrosphere spell. Let's see. Item quant is high. More maps. More currency. I'll do a map strategy. Map strategy is my favorite strategy. Always takes me a second. I don't use scarabs very often, as you can see. I'm just loaded with them. The map strategy is one of my favorite strategies. I really like getting those thick T16 maps. I like T16 maps better than T17 maps. I find T17 maps to be kind of just tedious and annoying. I don't typically run them. I'm not a big loot-centric person. We'll let the rares have 2 additional modifiers. Why not? And I have a ton of increased effect on my maps. This is my current wheel. I didn't realize I had these bad boys in there. They might pose a problem. Oh well, so I'm grabbing just Scarab, 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 Scarab. Grabbing Scarabs. Grabbing map modifiers. Map modifier right here. Map modifier right here. Map modifier right here. And then it's a little bit of rarity. That's this strat. It works well with the map strategy because I'm getting Scarabs and maps, and sometimes you can pump them both at the same time. Now on T17s, I probably should run in blood mode the whole time. So I'm gonna switch to that blood mode. This guy's kind of a dick, whatever mods he has. Obviously go to sand mode for this bad boy. And you'll see that my my power charges are full. So let's take a look at my spell block. Spell block is 50%. And that's lucky, so it rolls 50% twice. Ideally, you'd want to pump that up to 65. So I need another 15% spell block. But I think it's fine without it. It's good enough. You're moving with Cyclone. You're moving a ton. So it's a little difficult for them to actually hit you that frequently. Even with spells, so you'll see. I probably won't die. Damage over time can get me pretty good. But I'm also using Ward. You can get a ton of Ward, and you have Ward on your shield. So since you're already getting a little bit of Ward on your shield, you might as well get Ward everywhere. So I have Ward helmet, Ward gloves. It's mostly the helmet that you need. The helmet, you can get a ton of Ward on the helmet. I should focus on going a little faster. I didn't do anything to kill that guy. I'm gonna use my tincture more. Keep the tincture. So I'm really bad at making these videos because I'm such a bad player. Like, better players can make better videos because they'll be utilizing all of the tincture properly. They'll be utilizing the banners properly. But because I'm kind of playing and talking, and I normally don't play, like, I'm not a high level player, right? I don't really... And I like this as more of a chill experience, which is why I'm slightly concerned about POE 2. I like my action role-playing games to be like a mindless looter. You know, you throw a TV show on and you run around and you farm. If I have to pay even like 80% attention while playing, I'm gonna be a little annoyed. It's fine for the first time, but I imagine I'll be able to get powerful enough that I can zonk out. All right, banner, tincture. Oh, didn't block it. Probably should have waited to kill that boss at the end. I was probably out of power charges too. I get power charges by blocking, so it's kind of difficult to get my power charges. Might be a good idea to replace one of my anointments for a gain a charge on kill so I can keep my charges up. But, oh, I just bricked it. Accidentally bricked it. I didn't mean to do that. I'm just gonna run another one. Actually, let's see. I don't care about experience, so I might as well drop these guys and see if I can run it with an, it only had 2, but I can't remember what 2 they were. I don't know why my eyes won't work. Let's see. Yeah, gain a charge when you crit. I think Sapphire is the cold one. And then lightning, emerald? I don't know what lightning is. Can I just type lightning? Oh, I don't. It's a topaz. I don't have a nicely rolled one. Aw, that's just sad. I'm gonna roll that real quick. I'm not going for anything perfect. Just looking for a gain a flask on crit or get a flask on hit. I just saw one. There, that's fine. And let's become chill, become frozen. Flask is used. Charges reach full. I don't know if this is going to be enough elemental resistances. I really should learn to read. And my other build, I was fine with just clicking whatever. Yeah, that fire resistance is still brutal. So I just can't get hit with fire damage, which I believe is the most common, like right there, fire damage. I think fire damage is the most common type of fire damage. Fire damage is the most common type of fire damage. Yes, those are the words that just came out of my mouth. I had an amazing day yesterday, and these are some of the side effects of such a great day. But as you can see, this is a Cyclone build. It's working. It's doing everything Cyclone's supposed to do. It's moving. It's got AoE. Its damage is acceptable. Not great. It's totally acceptable, though. If you don't think this damage is acceptable, your mind is a little bit rotted on the meta, right? You've been watching too many insert creator who has 80 billion damage on every build videos. So I don't believe the majority of players are playing those 100 billion damage builds. Maybe they get to there at some point, but once you get 100 billion damage, it's just a boring game, right? You kill everything in one shot, you look at it, and everything dies, and then at that point, you're like, okay, league's over, right? I got no more upgrades. Once you're at no more upgrades, there's no more reason to play the game. Just pick up less and fight more. I also usually don't like to blink, and I don't mind the slow movement speed, but I know a lot of people will, so I put the blink in there so you can dash around and move quicker. But I actually kind of like the pace of these boots. It's slow, but I dig slow. It's slow, it's smooth, it's not jerky. I'm not going to get motion sickness, because, you know, I'm very sensitive to motion sickness. Whatever, amygdala, or whatever the part of the brain that handles motion. It's that back part by the brainstem. Mine is like overactive. I don't know why I just let that hit me again. That's exactly what killed me last time. Obviously, that's hard to block. Actually, I'm done with this map. I'm not gonna run all the way down there just to have him blow me up again, right? I bricked the map as soon as I accidentally grabbed the resistance one. But let's do that again. I don't even know what am I listening to? Monty on the Run from the Commodore 64. Excellent. Alright, let's do an Abomination. I don't remember what the Abomination boss is. Avoid elemental ailments, concentrated ground. That's gonna suck. I fucking hate concentrated ground. I don't know what volatile core is either. There's too much shit. I don't know what it is, so I'm gonna re-roll it. I don't even know what a volatile core is. I think it's something that I'm not gonna like. So let's just get rid of that shit. Big ol' crit numbers. Big ol' crit numbers. Increased monster damage. This means that any hit that goes through my block is going to be a lethal hit. Damage multiplied by the remaining hits on the player within... Okay, that's part of Impale. I think I can do this one. And this has a ton of scarabs. Look at that. 153% increased scarabs. This is a brutal one, and I will die on every hit. But I think I can do it. I don't know what scarabs I'm going to use on this bad boy. We have Rogue Exiles, so maybe I throw some Rogue Exiles in there. We'll do increased magic monsters. Increased magic monster pack size. Monster packs in an area have a 15% chance to be replaced by a random Atlas boss. I'll save that one. We'll give rare two additional modifiers. Additional packs of difficult monsters. What else we got here? Let's make them... I already have Rogue Exiles. Let's make them appear in pairs. Nah, I don't want that. And we'll just do this one. It's taking me too long to figure it out. Alright, let's get nasty. And let's skip this Commodore 64 song, right? We got Moonbase from DuckTales up next. Oh yeah. We're gonna be getting some. I forgot to pump it up. I could have pumped it up even more with the new. They're out of sight, out of mind. I don't see them. I don't use them because they're on that other tab. Map pumper uppers. I can't think of the name of those fucking things. I only remember what things do. I don't remember the names of things because to me names are pointless because they're not descriptive. Not always, right? Sometimes a name is descriptive, like an orange, right? But, oh my god, what is that? I'm so mad. Is it a chisel? Yeah, Cartograph's chisel. So a chisel, there's no way I'm going to be able to associate a chisel. Actually, you can associate a chisel with a map improvement, can't you? So I'll probably remember it as chisels from now on, because you can chisel your map to improve it, and chiseling a diamond is how you get the diamond shapes and improve the diamond quality. Okay, fine. I'm an idiot, alright? I'm just dumb, and I'm making excuses for why I can't remember names that should be pretty simple, like cartograph chisels. I haven't been killed yet, which is rather surprising. Get a little bit more of that volume going. Silver Surfer on the NES. I mean, that damage, it's getting by. It's applying the damage. It's doing the damage. Oh, I'm also using some tech that almost nobody uses. I don't know why nobody uses it. I think it's awesome tech. All you do is you grab this node. When your hits impale an enemy, also impale other... Well, where'd you come from? I'm talking to my boys here. Leave me alone. When your hits impale enemies, also impale other enemies. Where did you come from, guy? Just let me talk, okay? Jesus. It applies an additional 5 impales on enemies you impale for 5 seconds. They cannot be impaled again. And, you know, it's pretty great. So, if you have a low impale chance, when you impale someone, it's going to apply 5, and then you're going to have a cooldown where you can't apply 5. And for mapping, what that means is, with Cyclone's fast attack speed, you're going to instantly apply 5 impales, which is going to help you clear through monster maps really quickly. And I just pair that with the sword's 20% chance to impale enemies on hit. You can also just do a 10% here, right? For the extra 5% increased physical damage, but I like the 20%. And this is a really handy way to get 20% impale without using anything else. So I'm getting essentially 5 free impales on yellow mobs, which helps me clear out the maps a lot quicker than it otherwise would. Which is one of the problems with Cyclone, is the damage, right? So you gotta do little tricks to get your damage up there and get your damage up to scuff. And that's a little trick that I don't think too many people use. I use it, I like it. But if you see, it's really only applicable at the very beginning, because you're not usually going to be fighting people for long enough to use that multiple times. It's just a little bit of burst damage, and it's pretty great. The crits are really applying, aren't they? Let's actually use some tech. Let's hit my sphincter flask. Probably should have unloaded too. What the fuck are those things? I don't like them. They killed me last time. See, it's a little dangerous to not be by enemies, because now my power charges have dropped, which means I've lost 10 spell block. And that's from my cluster jewel. So I need to get them back, or these spells are going to hit me and it's going to be real dangerous. Like that. And the bad part is, there's no good spell block around here, right? I'm getting spell block from here. And the only real spell block you can get is from there and from here, right? 5% spell block per 5%. And I could grab one of these and then move it over to here and remove this guy, which is where I'm getting my corrupted blood and a little bit of mana leech. But that's just a bit too much of a sacrifice for me. And this is normally like a T16er. If I was going to be running T17s with this, I would definitely need to cap out that spell block, because you can see that with 50% spell block, there's a lot of that spell damage that's going through. So I would want to get that up to 65. which would be lucky, so double roll a 65. Pick that shit up before I die. What the fuck is this garbage? What the fuck? It's all in Japanese. Don't kill me, you asshole. I surrender. See, this is great content. I mean, that was the worst Legion I've ever grabbed in my entire life. But you can see how Cyclone is great for Legion content. It's great for Breach content. It's just kind of great for all content. Cyclone is an amazing skill, and it almost justifies the ridiculously low damage that it does, simply because of the benefits of being in constant motion. The benefits of being a mobile little twink. Okay, we got banner, we got 5 and middle mouse button. Oh, this is the elemental guys. God damn it. Why is there a resurrect in town? No one is ever gonna fucking use that except for campaigning. It's so annoying. I click it all the time. It's the worst. Sometimes I will leave. I will just turn my computer off if I click that. I was like, alright, today's not the day, right? Turn the computer off and just... What the hell did I even get hit by? Yeah, not great for T17 bossing. I don't know what I got hit by. I was kind of on doing my own thing over there, and I just died. Fuck. Got. Oh, no more portals. Alright, let's stop doing content that this shouldn't do, and let's do more content that this should do. And that is... Actually, let's go into the delve. Let's go into the delve, baby. This is amazing delve content. I don't have a lot of delve juice. I mean, if you go the right way. See, look at that. You got just enough AoE to kind of hang out in one spot and get the job done. This league, this map actually has been locking out on me a lot. Like, it won't let me complete it. It just perpetually spawns these monsters and eventually it stops. And I can't go no more. That song already played. I'm using YouTube mixes. YouTube will take the music you've listened to and just make you a mix. So I'm trying to do a mix of songs that I can actually play without getting copyright or having my video removed. Let's see. Recouped his mana. Mana regeneration. What's the mana? The curse, I guess? Is that the mana node? Alright, so that's Delve. It works great in Delve. Now I'm gonna try to run a few maps and do it like, you know, I'm zonked out. I'm just running maps. I'm not doing anything cool. Just blindly running some T16. And let's run it with some different Atlas. Let's see, what do we got here? This one's got some breach. This one's, yeah, we'll do this. So let's find some of these bad boys. We got a terrace. Let's run Underground River is really good for this build. Oh, we got a big one, thick one. Tropical Island is dope. Let's run these three real quick. And I'm gonna try to as accurately represent what my normal playstyle is when I play this build. Well, using the dash. Normally I don't use the dash, but you know, I'm gonna use the dash. It's a little more exciting with the dash. Get around the map a little faster. But I typically don't use it, right? Because I like one button instead of two buttons. And if you're good enough, like I was able to properly do it right there, you can switch to damage pretty quickly. You get an enemy that you're not going to kill as you start to Cyclone through it. You can see you're not going to kill it. You just hit your stance, which for me is spacebar. Just slam my thumb down aggressively and switch stance and usually get that kill off. Because you want to kind of kill things before you get all the way through them. But with the new addition of gold, a lot of times I've just been kind of having to loop back a lot anyways, just to pick up the gold. So it's not that big of a deal to me, just do a quick little scoop back. Almost like infinity signs. I never really played this game a lot. It's a Donkey Kong Country on the Super Nintendo. It's funky. It's definitely funky. Yeah, this is where the Cyclone kind of build shines. But because of the limitation of the boots, it's definitely not the fastest. I'll demonstrate a turbo Cyclone build here in a second. Do I have big bombs? No. If I don't do big bombs, then I don't do it. This would be a really good contender for a Blood Notch setup as well. Low life Blood Notch. Should be pretty dope with this as well. One of the interesting things, I'll be able to show it later, is how much your damage ramps up. Normally, Cyclone builds like this, the damage doesn't ramp up nearly as much as it does with this one. But I got a lot of factors in here that ramp up my damage. So it goes like all the way up to like 3 million just base damage. And it just drops and diminishes to fucking nothing. And it's so weird because it goes from 160,000, I think, is where it's at like a base level. And it skyrockets up to 3 million as you're playing around with it. It's pretty dope. Oh, boss. Fucking chainsaw, dude. Motherfucking chainsaw, what? Motherfucking chainsaw, what? I'm a Limp Bizkit fan. I ain't too proud to admit that I hit the fucking lemonade and brownies from time and time again. Wait, no, lemonade and brownies is Sugar Ray. Limp Bizkit is hot dog flavored water. I hit the hot dog flavored water from time to time. I know what a chocolate starfish is. And I'm rolling. And I keep on rolling. That was pretty dope. That was pretty dope. We'll do... Actually, I think you guys have seen enough of this version, right? You get the gist. You spin, you win, you do good AoE, you do good damage. So let us try a little bit of a different situation, right? We're going to be dropping the boots. We're going to be dropping the body armor. We're going to be adding in a new body armor that's a bit razzle-dazzle. That's a bit funky-wonky. We're going to add in a Dahlia's. Boom. And we're not going to be using Cyclone of Tumult. We're going to be using regular Cyclone. Biggity bam. The increased quality makes it so I am moving faster instead of slower. 10% more movement speed, and the downside of Cyclone is 20% more movement speed. So if I drop this in here, I'm now doing 25% movement speed, which results in 5% less movement speed. But that is where we enhance this bitch. Where's my enhance? Where's my enhance? Where? Don't tell me it's on my other carrot. Oh, it's right here. And I'm gonna put Hydrosphere back on. Just because it's memeable, right? And it, you know, I might as well throw one of these in there. Let's do that one. Anyways, back to memifying this shit. So the enhance is going to turn Cyclone into doing 11% more movement speed. Now that does not seem that good, but it's pretty great, right? You're going to be hauling some ass. You're gonna be hauling some ass. Oh, that's why it's not. We need to put that in a level up. There we go. 19% more movement speed. And then we're going to be pairing that with some increased area of effect. And that does area damage, so we want to pump up the level. And then we got our Pulverize. Level 20, increasing that, increase area of effect. And let's do Awaken Melee. And I think I'm going to try to do Leech, because I'm going to do more damage. I'm going to try to do this without life tap. Nope, I want that life tap. We're going to sacrifice the damage. I need that life tap. And then we're gonna just grab a pair of boots that I got laying around here. Okay, what boots do I got laying around? These guys, you gonna work? I don't need the decks. Put them on to take the decks off. What can we do? Spell sus, regeneration rate. Regeneration rate's probably the best bet. Because I have the leech, and that regeneration rate is going to help the leech. Yeah, let's just do some quick regeneration rate. Oh, it's even missing. We got a Searching X art, but we don't have the other one. Searching X Scar, I think is red. I never remember which one's which. They could have made these a lot easier to understand. Red, blue. Yeah, red is... I don't have a lot of these. That's lame. That's lame. Gross, gross. I got a double gross. Put these back in. Actually, I don't even need these in here. I need that one. It's just a waste of life. I don't have 2 curses now, because I had the curse on there. Really probably should have put the curse on the amulet instead of the boots, but I wasn't really thinking. Alright, so now we got some regular movement speed boots. We got a Cyclone that's going to be making me move faster, and we still have pretty good AoE. So this is going to allow us to cook through the maps quite a bit faster. And then we're going to have another little secret surprise. Let's get rid of the knockback, and let's throw in a dope-ass movement speed, which I think is a... I hate when that happens. Happens to me probably more than most of you guys, where you try to click in there and you miss, and then you type, and then it goes to different tabs. Yeah, that's pretty rough. Quicksilver, I believe. Oh yeah, that was a dope-ass Quicksilver. Dope-ass Quicksilver, dog. But I have a better one. That one. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It's only 2% off of perfect, so let's throw that dope-ass son-of-a-bitch in there. And that's going to make us go ultra fast. And I didn't mean to click on that portal, right? It's not going to do nearly as much damage. But I am going to be cooking with some speed. Cooking. So this is a different variant of Cyclone. And if you're a zoomer, right, and you want to zoom, this is the one you use. Because it's Beyblading the shit out of it. You can just cook. And if you're crazy, you can get an Awakened Enhance. Right, cookie. You're burning it. Let's put it in the blood mode, and then let's use the, whatever that flask is called. Tincture. Let's use the tincture properly. Make sure the tincture is on. Tinctures combo well with what I have set up. My sword gains mana on hit, and Cyclone attacks very quick. And, it combos well, because I have life tap, I'm not using mana for cycloning, and I'm getting 3 mana on hit from the sword. It's just pretty nice. It maintains the mana really well. And then, you know, my leech is instant, and I have that small amount of mana leech. Like, I could totally sustain Cyclone while leeching. But, we won't run that. That's slow and boring. But I won't be able to be cycloning when I'm not in combat, and you want to be cycloning all the time with this variation. Because this variation, your cyclone makes you actually move faster than if you weren't cycloning. And that's why life tap is nice with it. I turned off my flask on accident. That's one thing about the tinctures is I don't really look down at the tincture to see if it's not available. I just assume it's not and then hit it. And sometimes it's been on the whole time. Let's hit that hand. And let's go increased AoE instead of damage. Put the banner down for the boss. See if I can get him down. I won't be able to get him down. Oh, I did get him down. There's a second boss in the mix. Let's see. Yeah, he was just tough. That dude had a lot of health. And I'm doing much less damage with this variant. That bronze making Cyclone level 31 instead of what level it is here really makes a huge difference on the DPS. This is why this is my second variant and not my first variant. The damage is just much lower. But the speed is much faster. But that speed is kind of pointless if you can't kill things quick enough. We got a remix version of Space Harrier. I'm down for it. So I probably wouldn't play this one, right? This isn't gonna be one that I would recommend. The other one, I would recommend that. That's a pretty good Cyclone build. That's going to be fun to play. I think people might like the 12 ones with that. Yeah, that's going to be pretty fire. It's going to be pretty dope. Hit that with the thing later. But what I would run with this is let's drop Life Tap. And let's add Shockwave, right? And let's put Shockwave in a plus leveler. Yeah, Shockwave's dope. And this is now where my damage is going to come. Let's make sure the Shockwave is benefiting from all. Oh, one of them isn't benefiting the Shockwave. Oh, it's the Enhance, I think. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, let's get rid of the Enhance simply because it's not benefiting Shockwave. And Shockwave is going to be our damage dealer this time. So let's see, what did I drop? We got Melee, Fizz, Shockwave, Pulverize, Brutality I think is what I need. Yeah. And we got the Shockwave and a Leveler. There we go, there we go, there we go. But I do want increased area of effect and a Leveler instead of Awakened Brutality. Some more area of effect. And then we're going to want to do something about the mana cost. Let's reduce it a little with the ring. Channeling mana cost. Bam. A little bit with that ring. Can't use the other ring. And let's refund some points. Let's just drop these two bad boys here. Let's reduce the mana cost here. We're gonna go from 14 mana to 9.2, and let's refund. We want that. Let's just refund this whole crit will and lose some serious DPS. And let us 10% reduce the cost of mana skills. Biggity bam. Skills cost 15% of life instead of mana. Biggity bam. Attacks cost 20% of life instead of mana. Biggity bam. Now we're down to 4 mana, which is not going to allow us to Cyclone for very long. It's still going to eat away at it really quickly, but we can get from point A to point B. And now we're not getting increased movement speed from that, so it's not that big of a deal. And let's just add this one back in from where I have it back. You can see why I burned through. I fucking burn through regret orbs like no one's business. And now this would be how I would run this variant. Because Shockwave is going to apply significant damage. Oh, this map has reduced cooldown, doesn't it? Yep, 66. I'm not gonna run this. Right, it's just I didn't throw any scarabs in there, and that's not gonna be an enjoyable video because we want to see these guys pop off. We want to see some explosion. We want our willies to be excited. And reduced cooldown rate, it's not gonna do that. That's not gonna pump blood into anything. It's gonna be a buzz kill instead of a buzz saw, y'all. Ow, I am blind. Flashbang, flashbang. Yeah, much better damage. Not even properly using the tincture. I can't see fucking shit. I don't know what, like, I don't know if it's my eyes that are breaking, but everything is looking very blurry on my screen. And then the big Shockwave MTX splashes, the debuff that you get from the MTX, it is making it very hard to see my screen right now. Very hard. Oh yeah, this is dope. This version of the build's really good too. It's much faster. Has almost just, it's probably a little higher damage actually, maybe. Because that Shockwave really does just, it hits. The Shockwave hits hard as hell. And you got so much freaking zoom. It's great. Oh, I'm not even capitalizing on how badass this can be. Let's put the banner back down there, and let's be all we can be in the army. Ball Cyclone, baby. Oh, never mind. I thought that was one of the ones you charge up. Well, that was disappointing, right? I didn't get to kill enough stuff, so let's run a map that's a little more linear, less circular. Let us do my favorite linear map, the Underground Railroad River. Oh, less cooldown recovery? That's just rude. That's perfectly fine. That's perfectly fine. Let's do this. Now, this time I'm going to try to blast through the map, and I'm going to try to remember not to pick anything up. And I'm just going to do like a speed clear. This isn't normally how I play, so I'm not going to do it perfectly. But that is going to be the objective here. It's just kind of to be really quick. Speed clear through this shit. And I'd probably get rid of the crit node at this point and replace it for the increased movement speed when you've killed recently and Culling Strike. Should have hit a Vol Cyclone there. That's my problem with Vol Cyclone. I always forget I have it. That increased attack speed, making the leech a little difficult. Forgot I was trying to be fast. Can't be fast if I'm hanging out in fucking that zone. Oh, the Hydrosphere made it out. These are always trash. Look at that garbage. Other people get good stuff because I bought a few good ones, but mine are always trash. And see, with T16s, it's just nothing. It's easy. It's breezy. Let's just throw T17. I don't want to go through the hassle. I'm gonna die on this boss, and we all know that. But I don't want to go through the hassle of fucking scarabing this shit. So I'm just gonna do it with this bad boy that has no scarabs on it. Burning Ground, increase area effect, players and their minions deal no damage every 3 petrification statues. That sounds annoying, but I can do it. No, I'll keep it on that one. I'm only wasting points on the one little Maven section. We already listened to this one.
Welcome to the family zone. Get ready.
We already listened to this one too.
Welcome to the family zone. Get ready.
My music's gonna compliment me. I mean, I'm kind of smiling over here. I thought I was doing great, and then I just got musical confirmation that I'm doing great. Damn, dude, that actually is a really good idea. You get the royalty-free music, and in that royalty-free music, you design it specifically to be played while people are playing video games, and have the music fucking complement them. And then from time to time, it's gonna work out just like it did there, where someone's gonna do something really fucking cool, and then they're gonna get a seemingly random, or seemingly unrandom, random compliment from the game. You're the fucking GOAT, dude. Good hit. And then when it syncs up right, you're just gonna make someone's day. It's make your day music. I just unlocked a whole new musical genre. I ain't even joking. This is gonna happen probably like 4 or 5 years. Because right now there's that self-actualization nonsense mambo jumbo shit that all the Instagram girls are on, where they like compliment themselves in the mirror. But anyone who compliments himself in the mirror, really sad person who needs that compliment that bad. And it probably makes the problem worse if you're complimenting yourself in the mirror. So they get music to compliment them instead. So it feels like an actual different person and a real compliment, instead of, you know, resorting to complimenting yourself in the mirror. And sure, that's probably not what the self-actualization is about. I actually don't know, because I don't go on Instagram, because I have I don't have a vagina. I mean, sometimes I feel like I do. Like when my internet goes out and I start crying. But I checked. There's this little nubby thing down there. I don't think it's a vagina. Man, Sonic has some baller ass music. And again, this is only with 50% spell block. Oh shit, I just realized I can fix my whole spell block problem. Never mind, I can cap out my spell block. I'm not even using the shield spell block thing. I can drop Purity of Elements and put that in there, and my spell block will now be fixed. Shit. That's what happens when you're a fucking clown, man. You don't think your shit through right. Where the fuck is this boss? Did I accidentally kill it? Or did it kill me? No, sir. Oh, I gotta go in the portal. Okay. I saw the portal. I think this is the one with the dog shit boss that has the spinny things. Yeah, I hate this boss. It's just a constant torment. Like, I'm not trying to level up, so I'm gonna just go in there and keep dying, right? But it's just constant shit that I can't see that's hitting me. Block? Yeah, Tempest Shield. There we go. Now my spell block is much better. Of course, knowing these bosses, they have spells you can't block. Well, looks like I can block that. Alright, where's my banner at? 40? Let that banner get maxed out. Don't run from me, bitch. Alright, let's do this. Let him hit me with all that shit. Oh, I'm frozen. Let's see. Banner is R, so R. Oh, fuck, I dropped my banner right as he froze me. Unlucky block. Damage is shite for the boss. Let's see. 5. What's my... Oh, I don't have any banners, so it's died. Getting petrified's fun. This is the RoboCop theme from the Game Boy. Sounds like fucking Rick Ashley. Oh, just fall Cyclone on you, guy. I don't want to go in there again. I'm not gonna beat that guy. There's freaking regeneration all over the floor. He's annoying. Alright, so that is another variation of Cyclone, right? Okay, this is annoying. Anyways, that is another variation of Cyclone. There's another whole nother line that you can go down. Instead of doing all this jazz that I'm doing, right? You can actually just use a body armor like this guy instead of all of this shit. And then you're gonna want to be really cool. And you're going to want to anoint some shit. So let's take that off. Let's put this on. Make sure we got the right. We're not going to be using that one. We're going to be using the Toolmut with this variation. Because we're going back to the other boots. Cyclone. Oh, Toolmut. There it is. And we got a green slot. Ew. I mean, I guess Enhance works with Cyclone of Toolmut. But I really didn't want that green socket, but I'm not going to try to re-roll it. Yeah, I guess we don't need life tap. It's going to be very expensive. 6 mana, that's not so bad. We did a lot of prep work to reduce my mana cost instead of using life tap. I still think life tap is probably going to be better. What does that do? 8% more attack speed per stage. That should be pretty good. And let us switch out the boots. Boots, 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 boots. Switch out the boots. Put these bad boys back in. Oh, now I have a second curse, so I have to actually recolor stuff. Because I'm going to want that Assassin's Mark, because I'm doing some other jazz. Assassin's Mark. And then mark on hit. Live tap. frost blink. And recolor the gloves. Actually, no, I got a whole different pair of gloves I'm gonna use. Because now I'm going crazy, right? Since I'm going crazy, I need crazy gloves. And none of these are crazy gloves. We gotta find my crazy gloves. Where are my crazy gloves at? There are my crazy gloves. There's my crazy gloves. And let's see what kind of resistances I have. I'm gonna need some cold resistances. So let's respec this. Oh, I can't do it because that's corrupted. We got fire, cold, chaos. Let's just turn that straight cold. Actually, no, let's leave that cold chaos and I'll turn the fire cold. What's my fire at? Oh, nope, need that fire. Need that fire. Okay, I can change that lightning to cold. Change lightning to cold. Lightning, red. Really, 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 really. Come on. That's just annoying. That's just annoying. I don't want to dig around for a better ring, so I will just do a cold flask. That's what I'll do. That sapphire. And let's drop the movement speed flask because we won't need that. That's all I need. Okay. Now, we're gonna be wasting a lot of oils. We're gonna be wasting a lot of oils. First step is we're gonna refund right out of that and right into that. So now our frenzy charges are also endurance charges. And we're gonna remove, man, I should just remove a whole cluster jewel to get all of these points back. What else could we remove? And I'll just remove this whole upper area. It's a lot of AoE loss. But I need those points now for this. Boom, 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 boom. And then the increased duration. There we go. I mean, I can get rid of these I'll get rid of these axe nodes to get my mace nodes back. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna grab these mace nodes. I'm only doing that for the area of effect. 20% increase area of effect for crits. It's a big hit on my damage, and it's nowhere near as good because I'm probably not gonna be stunning any enemies. But now we are cyclone-rific. We're also gonna need one more point. Damn it. Gotta do it. And let's see. This one is silver, black, orange. I should have a silver, black, orange. Orange. I just need the one. Silver and black. Biggity bam. Biggity boo. Now let's take a look. This guy is going to be silver, silver, blue. And I am anointing over a very expensive anoint. You know what? I'm not. I don't want to waste 3 golds. I mean, anointing 3 golds for that Whisper of Doom. And I get Assassin's Mark. I'm just going to be missing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, it's not worth 7 points. I'm just going to be missing a whole Frenzy charge. A whole charger. It should be fine. Sure, why not? Just so we can get it over with and get into the maps. Defiled Cathedral. That took a bit, didn't it? Let's put the banner back up there. Wait, what the hell's going on? Did I really open a non-leech map? Oh, cannot regenerate. Probably should just use life tap anyways. Oh, actually, I get movement speed from this body armor. So I built this wrong. But I'll correct that mistake here in a little bit. You see, it's a good thing I didn't re-roll that on my boots. Look at my fucking life loss. Fucking blender. Uses too much life, so with life tap. Alright, a banner and tincture. That's good enough. I forgot the boss room. Did I forget the boss room? Oh yeah, it's way up there. I'm not gonna walk around. Alright, let's correct that mistake. We are no longer going to be needing to use mark on hit. And we're no longer going to be using these boots. We're going to be using these boots. And we don't need mark on hit, but we do need that. And we're going to be using the other Cyclone. And since there's been the other Cyclone, that one's louder than all the other ones. I do kind of need to re-roll it. I don't really want this extra quality. Oh no, I can still use Tumult. I'll just not be cycloning fast. And let's see if I can get rid of the life tap. And let's add in, you know, I mean, this one's probably the best. Now that I think about it. I'm going to have 8, 16, 24, 32. Nah, the other one's better. Where is it? Oh, it's down here. Here we go, let's run another map. And this one, my speed should ramp up pretty significantly. Oh yeah, my music was full volume. That explains it. Open a new tab, that other playlist was getting weird. Let's do a Underground River. That's fine. Let's check what my resistances are. Man, that fucking lightning resistance is so high. I'll just have to settle. Wait, why do I have a lightning resistance one in there? I need a cold, not lightning. There you are. That's good enough. Walking so slow. Oh, wait. This isn't gonna represent me. We're not gonna need you, Tincture. We're not gonna need you. You can sit the bench for a little bit. We're gonna need my amazing movement speed flask. Hell yeah. God, that mana cost is so high. And the only reason I'm using Cyclone Atoma is It works better with the enhance. And I don't really have a really good green support gem. I could throw Impale support on there, but I'm doing that weird Impale trick, and that just doesn't work as well. It just doesn't. Cyclone of Tumult just does not work without live tap. I'm using way too much mana. And now I can refund all this shit. Too bad this area of effect isn't lower. If the area of effect was here, I'd grab it. I mean, it might be worth it to grab. So I'm gonna do that. Just need 2 more points. It's nice and simple. That way I generate the endurance charges much faster. And I get 3% increased area of effect for endurance charge, and it's not bad. So this would be a much tankier variation because you have the 8 endurance charges, and the damage is going to be pretty good from the frenzy charges. So this would be an interesting variation. This would probably be how I would run it on a more standard Cyclone build. Like if I were to go 2-hander, this is how you would do it. Because you get the survivability and the regeneration from the endurance charges, which is really nice. I'm also wasting another node now that I realize it. Yeah, this variation seems pretty strong. Oh yeah. Yeah, this one's pretty nice. Let's take this. Let's take this to the T17s. Let's take this to the T17s and let's see what we can do. I'm gonna run the shit boss that always kills me anyways. Physical damage reduction. That's gonna hurt, but I should be fine. Chaos. Stealing endurance charges. I mean, they only put that on because now they know I'm using it, right? That's the only reason. I can't do that. All res. Reduce damage from critical strikes is a bit rough. More maps. Oh, look at this. I'm gonna do map strategy. Look at this. Let's use some of this exotic shit. Scarabs. Replaces pack size. Let's just do pack size. Hell yeah. So let's do the map strategy. Get us some thick, big old fat modded maps. Let's restart this. Oh, we're gonna juice it up. We gotta juice it up. It's gonna make the enemies take so long to kill. I ain't gonna kill you. Fuck you. Oh yeah, we're gonna thicken these bitches up. Looking for some gold sauce, though. I like the gold sauce the best, not this purple and blue shit. Where's the gold sauce? Come on, where's the gold sauce? Get me out of this blue shit. I didn't get no gold sauce. Ugh. Went right through. Like butter. We don't need this delirium shit. It's already juiced up enough. Damn, I'm breezing through it. I'm breezing through it. Okay, breezing might be a bit of an exaggeration, but I'm getting through it. If I didn't have this green colored socket, I'd be using Shockwave. If I was to make this like a legitimate build. And if my cold blast drops, I'm in a lot of shit too. Hell yeah, give me them big old thicky maps. I was stuck on something. I can't be stunned. At least I have like stun immunity. I don't know what I got stuck on. Couldn't have been Monosteel either because I have life tap. That's some bullshit. We don't have petrification, do we? I don't think there's petrification. Oh, this build isn't running Purity of Elements. Yeah, I could totally be frozen. Yeah, I probably just got a huge freeze on me because my freeze flash probably dropped. And I got hit with a monster freeze. Yeah, that's definitely what happened. I pieced it together. Oh, I'm gonna let that guy follow me for a week because I ain't gonna kill him anytime soon. Gah! Won't let me click on anything with all these fucking black balls around me. You thought you were gonna get free? You thought I was gonna let you go. Just you. You thought you were special. Okay, I'm gonna let you go because there's a black ball around you. And you regenerate life like an annoying cocksucker. Get away from me, black balls. Get away from me, black balls. Or I could have died from black balls. How much physical damage reduction do they have? Reduce extra crit. Oh, they don't have physical. Yeah, they have reduced extra crit. So my crits ain't doing shit. Fucking black balls. Energy shield with a huge kick in the dick on this one. Drop that banner, bitch. I should be able to block that meteor. That meteor shouldn't be a fucking problem. And I'm mobile most of the time. Damn, I got my money's worth. Oh, my favorite mace. Oh man, that was intense. That was great. Should I drop the banner on him? He's being kind of a dick. Oh, is he a soul eater? If he is, I better drop that banner and get this shit done quick. Had that calling strike. Oh, this is a hell no. This is a hell no. A purple juice asshole who's regenerating mana. I mean life and energy shield. This is a hell no. This is a dumpster fire boss. Absolute fucking garbage trash. Yeah, nah, dog. I'm out of that. I'm out of that. Alright, so that is how we make Cyclone great again. Let's do another map with this. Well, actually, look at all of these juicy ass maps. And what did I... Oh, Corrupted? Oh, I didn't want to corrupt it. It's not even in the top echelon. That was rude. Oh, what, you got that 5% life? You're trash. Oh, man, look at all these juicy, juicy maps. I have a tab I'm collecting juicy maps at. Don't I? Do I? Maybe? I don't have a tab where I'm collecting the juiciest and the thickest and the girthiest. There we go. There's some map girth. There's some map girth. Oh, yeah, look at that. 39% pack size. Delicious. 45% pack size. Delish. I'm not going to read all of them, but they are all pretty dope. I want that strand right now. I want that strand in me. Oh, yeah, that's perfect. I love the 6 mod map strat, man. You just get a ton of these 6 mods. All these maps are thick, they're juicy. I enjoy T16s way better than T17s, so running T17s to get T16s, oh yeah. That's what I'm fucking talking about, dude. That's where it's at. Big ol' fucking rack them up. Rack them and stack them. Alright, I'm gonna run one more map. I have made Cyclone great again. I feel I have succeeded in making Cyclone great again. And I'm still running the scuffed ass build, right? I don't, my defense, my cold is all out of whack and my lightning's all out of whack because I just kind of threw this together. I wasn't planning on doing any of this. I was just going to show the Cyclone. But then I figured that first variant might not be to everyone's liking. It was my favorite variant, the one I started with at the very beginning. I figured some people might want something with a little bit more tank, a little bit more thick, a little more chunk. And so, you know, this chunks it up a little bit. Oh yeah, that's satisfying. Just an extremely fast attacking chainsaw. What is my attack speed with this son-bitch? Attacks per second. It goes from all the way down to 3.97 all the way up to 11.9. I don't know if 11.9 is a cap. I doubt it's a cap. I think I've seen way faster attack speed than that. Either way, dude, that's a huge boost in attack speed. Seems perfect for tree protection. Oh, I need my Lion's Roar on for tree protection. Lion's Roar knocks them back. But as I said, you know, my shit's scuffed. I don't think I plan on keeping this build this way. Though it is pretty nice. And having that regeneration's great. It does kind of feel like Legion Cyclone. The damage numbers are pretty close to what Legion Cyclone it was as well. Because it got the big melee weapon damage buffs. Cyclone also got that big nerf, so it kind of evened out. This is a lot like what the Legion Cyclones felt like and played like. I mean, you didn't get that insane slowdown that you do from Cyclone of Tumult, and you could sustain it, so you didn't need to use life tap. So it was a little bit better in Legion, but this is not that far behind. And I'm just now realizing I should have taken POBs after each variation. And in order to have the POBs in the comments, I'm going to have to take a POB, revert to the previous state, take a POB, revert to the previous state. So I think I'm just going to revert to that very first one, or this very last one. But given that the first one was my favorite, I probably ought to revert back to that first one. Boom, that goes the dynamite. That nothing in there I won't. Let's re-roll, re-roll, re-roll. Nothing in there I won't either. That is the build. That was making Cyclone great again. With my, I think I'm going to call it a Weapon Master Slayer. That's what this build is, the Weapon Master Slayer build. I will check y'all's later. I hope you enjoyed the Cyclone action. I enjoy the Cyclone action. I might actually fine-tune this up a little bit, go run some gold, so I can pump up the gold, and I can switch this lightning resistance to cold resistance, and then you know, kind of soup this up and make a dedicated video to this variation, because this variation is really strong. And I could probably also find a good reason to come up this way and grab these, you know, so I can get some maybe some crit nodes here, and then pick this one up, and then just move it over to that, so I get 9. But I think it's fine with 8. Anywho, like if I really wanted to, I could path over this way, drop all of this. I don't need this impale stuff. I'll find a way to get more intelligence, and I'll just drop all of this, increase area of effect, just to make it a more rounded build. But for now, this is fine. This is fine. I will check y'all's late.